New Thought Media Network. We are a global broadcast network of positive music, media, and entertainment, inspiring humanity's evolution along the journey of enlightenment and creating a world of love, peace, empowerment, and prosperity for all. New Thought Media Network. Positively inspiring.
New Thought Media Network presents A Grand Vision, a 30-minute exploration of the emergent vision of New Thought Media Network. Get ready to explore the grand vision.
And hello again, dear ones. Dr. Robert with you here. Forget to turn on my light. There we go. That'll make life a little bit better for everybody. Thanks for being with us on a Monday afternoon. It's 4 o'clock on the Mountain Time Zone, and that means it is time for the Grand Vision. This is that opportunity I take each week to chat a little bit, talk a little bit, share a little bit about what I see as what's emerging for New Thought Media Network, where we're going, all that sort of stuff. Looking for my banners here as well and can't find those today. Ultimately, the idea is I want, well, I guess it's not really what I want. It's what wants to be. It's what wants to be revealed. It's what wants to be known. It's what wants to be. I am not finding any. I don't know where they went. Some reason, all my banners are gone. Oh well. It's about what wants to be known. It's about what wants to be revealed. And we here at New Thought Media Network, I like to use the visioning process. Many of you I know join me on Monday mornings, bright and early, 7 a.m. for the Monday morning visioning. Now, if that time frame doesn't work for you, don't worry about that, because you can join us at any time by checking it out on the archives on the YouTube channel. And I would suggest check out the archives for today's version, because today we had some technical difficulties. We had a few problems. However, that doesn't stop the vision from coming through, and that's what I want to share with you here this afternoon is what's coming through. For me, what came through was a place where the tech supports the heart, a vision of everyone living and sharing their greatness. A sacred community of good love. That's what I heard. That's what I experienced. For others, Linda Plasters had a worldwide network of new thought ideas, bringing shared. I wrote this down. Being shared and powered by love and abundance. There it is. A worldwide network of new thought ideas, being shared, powered by love and abundance. That says it. And dear Fiona, all the way from Geneva, shared spiritually uplifting and scintillating community embodying the New Thought philosophy. And that's kind of what I want to talk about a little bit here today, folks, is the difference or not between science of mind and New Thought. For most, the New Thought movement or philosophy, if you will, has three distinct branches: religious science, divine science, and the unity movement. And if we go back into the history of this philosophy called New Thought, those were the three major emergent branches of the family tree, let's say. Ernest Holmes and his crowd started religious science. The Fillmores and their folks started unity movement. And before it all were the Kramers and the Brookses and the women of the movement that started divine science. And many people know this, and many people don't know this. Ernest Holmes, the founder of the religious science movement, was actually an ordained divine science minister. Went to learn from the divine science and studied with divine science and was ordained as a divine science minister before he fully launched the religious science organization. And that's the difference, right? We use words like movement and stuff differently. Religious science was an organization, was the Institute of Religious Science, and that was Ernest's unique expression of the overarching philosophy. Now, along the way, and divine science is also that. That is their unique way of expressing the New Thought philosophy, the Unity movement, and Charles and Myrtle Fillmore from Unity did the same thing. They popularized the philosophy that is New Thought in a way that was palatable to the people following them, to their local communities, to their language, to their culture at that time. We're doing the same thing now. And so the roots of this family tree are firmly planted: divine science, religious science, and the Unity movement, not in any specific order. I try to change those up a little bit every time, so we say them differently. There's no specific order. They all sort of emerged into popular culture more or less at the same time. Again, we know Ernest studied with the folks in divine science, and they're considered to be the earliest, the very earliest New Thought organization, if you will, from my perspective and many others. And along the way, those organizations have given birth to other organizations because various other teachers have come forward along over time. Johnny Coleman is one out of Chicago who created the Universal Foundation for Better Living. They're still a New Thought organization, and they have a little bit more of the Chicago Johnny Coleman flavor to them because, well, she was the one that interpreted the New Thought philosophy in a way that felt relevant and approachable and practical to the people she was connected with, to the people that were coming to her community, to her church. The same thing has happened with the Agape International Spiritual Center and Reverend Michael Bernard Beckwith, had his beginnings in the religious science movement and grew from those organizations, and they were teaching religious science, and grew into his own expression of New Thought in a way that is palatable and practical and accessible and approachable to his people and the people showing up to follow him. And I believe we're doing that same thing more than ever as the times change, as no pun intended for daylight saving time that happens here soon. We go back to standard time here soon. So as the times are changing, how people express and experience this philosophy is changing as well. The originators, the early adopters of this, the early proponents of this philosophy, and even people like Michael and Johnny Coleman and UFBL, and she's not with us any longer, but the people that continue to promote that organization, organizations like the Sunshine Cathedral down in Florida, which is a divine science church, even there, the philosophy molds itself to the person sharing the message. And that is what we're doing here at New Thought Media Network as well. We are finding the ways that people talk about this philosophy today. Because here's the reason why I think we have an opportunity greater than anyone other before, because we're not limiting ourselves to just one person's interpretation. You can catch countless interpretations throughout the day and throughout a week. We've got over 40 hours of programming right now throughout a week. That is amazing. And I don't watch everything. I can't possibly watch it all. And we don't expect you to watch it all, but we invite you to watch, to substitute the mindless time that you spend on media. And we all do it. I do it. I have my own I have my shows. I have those things I like to watch. When I'm feeling tired and it's been a long day and I want to check out, I can just as easily check out on my YouTube channels or other programs that I watch on Amazon Prime and other places, and I'm inviting you to take a portion of that time and invest it in yourself by watching the various programming and the various things that we're doing. And we've got some pretty fun things happening and coming up. I want to share this one. Reverend Barbara Jean is going to do on November 21st. That's the Tuesday before Thanksgiving if you're here in the U.S. If you're anywhere else in the world, it's November 21st. She's going to do a program with a local collaborator, and it is a little more Christian based. And they're going to do a transgender awareness program. It's 90 minutes. It's an exploration of the lives and the personal journeys of trans people and how they are living an authentic life. And what we entrust and what we intend is that inspires you to live an authentic life as well. Now, we do, for those that know, we study the science of mind and spirit. And the text of Ernest Holmes, because a lot of us are religious scientists to start or in our education. And someone wants to come forward and say, hey, I'd like to do a program on A Course in Miracles where we have a revolving group of people that study A Course in Miracles week to week. We'd say yes to that. Somebody comes forward and says that we'd love to do a similar program, but with Charles and Myrtle Fillmore's work. Absolutely, let's do it. What I have found over 20 years is it really doesn't matter what book I'm studying. It really doesn't matter what teacher I'm working with. It really doesn't matter what class I'm in, as long as I'm in class, as long as I'm studying a work, as long as I'm working with a teacher. Because even though I've got 20 years experience and I've got the diplomas and the papers on the wall that prove I know what I'm talking about, I only know what I'm talking about in reflection to my life. So I can't possibly talk about that in reflection to anyone else's life. However, every time I am in a class and I get to listen to someone else reflect this philosophy through the lens of their life, I learn more about what it's like to live from those perspectives. And I learn more about how opportunities or ways of opening conversations, ways that I can invite others to interpret this philosophy in a way that is relevant and practical for their lives. I trust you're following me on this. So when I talk about the vision for New Thought Media Network, it can get pretty wild. It can get pretty big, and things are happening and other things aren't happening. For some of you, you've heard me talking about this Roku channel idea for a while, and yep, I've been talking about it for a while, and nope, we're not making very much progress. And yes, we will make the progress that's necessary to bring the idea into fruition. And then we'll see how it goes. And then we'll see where it goes. I did make effort and got some work done on that project this week, and I got work done on other projects, and I've gotten an effort put in on other projects. And what I know is through every project, through every connection, through every conversation, I learn a bit more about the person I'm connected to. I learn a bit more about myself, and I learn a bit more about the emerging vision for this network. So I want to invite everyone that's watching today to add this to your calendar. This is a save the date, Saturday, November 18th at 10 a.m. Mountain Time. We're going to get together in a Zoom room. And if you'd like to be here, you just drop an email to us, info@ntmedia.org, and we'll get you the Zoom link. Or you may already have the Zoom link if you're on certain email lists and distribution lists with us. But what we're going to do is get together and not just share some of what's coming through, but get an idea of what's going to best support each one of you within those ideas to move forward so that you can move your life in the direction you wish to experience. We have this phrase that we use a lot around here, positively inspiring. That's the idea. I'm not here to motivate you to go do something, but I do want us to be inspiring you to find your greatness, to find your calling, to step up and stand out a little bit more. It's a phrase that's come to me in the visioning process lately. Time to step up and stand out. Not hide behind the shadows anymore. Not play to the least common denominator, but step up into our own expression of this philosophy and then stand out as a new way to think about life, as a new way to experience our spiritual progress, to stand up and step up and stand out. Now, when we think about standing out, for many, that can feel like a risky proposition. I don't want to stand out. People pick on me if I stand out, or they attack us if we stand out, or they make fun of us, or they persecute us in some way. And what I'm here to encourage all of us to recognize is part of this stepping up is letting go of all those false beliefs. You shining your light in no way makes you a target for the darkness, because the darkness is not real. There is no power there. It is simply an absence of the light. So as we stand up more, and as we are willing to be who we are more often in our day-to-day life, in our jobs, in our workplace, and when we're out buying groceries, when we're waiting in line for gas, when you're whatever it might be that you're doing, to be that shining light that says, I am joy, and I am love, and I am abundance, and I am prosperous, and I am a divine expression of God. Now more than ever, I've been hearing it again and again and again. It is time to let go of the doubt. It is time to let go of any belief that the vision that is emerging is impossible. It is time to let go of the limiting beliefs that what we're creating is going to take a long time, or it has to be hard, or we don't have enough money, or we need a lot more money, or. The time is now to recognize that there is a power and a presence and an intelligence, and this is not some intellectual hoo-ha. This is not just some words we say. This is the deep faith we must hold, that when everything is on the line, there is no line. The divine's got our back. When anything is necessary for the evolution of our consciousness, for a greater revealing in this world, then it comes forward. Now, we might catch an idea and it's not happening. And it's easy to say, well, see, this doesn't work. I doubted this all along. Well, there's our problem again, that doubt word. We have faith. I have faith. I don't know how we're going to manifest a a piece of property with buildings and resources and water rights and access and all the things that are necessary to build a physical community. I just have faith that it's going to happen. I don't have to know who's going to push the buttons and what buttons need to be pushed to have a Roku station. I just have faith that we are here to take the best of our programming and step it up a notch and stand out as creators, as a new form of influencers, as a new expression of how we do this thing called spiritual living, how we share these practices and principles and processes. Not trying to reinvent what's gone before us. Because let's be honest, the churches we grew up in don't exist anymore. We have to be willing to step it up so that we stand out in a different way. Not standing out because we're trying to rehash the same old, same old. It is a different world post-COVID. It is a different world since the rise of AI. It is a different world since we realized we didn't have to all sit in the same room on Sunday mornings and plop our ass down and pay somebody some money so we can pray. The resources, the knowledge, the wisdom, the opportunity to be inspired is available in a countless ways on this network and all around. And I would love for you, wherever you are on your spiritual journey, I would love for you to be able to call New Thought Media Network home. I would love for you to be in a place where you feel prosperous enough to share your financial good with this network. I would love for you to be what you want to be. And what I know is together that can be is absolutely achievable because I've done it. I've watched countless people over the last 20 years make wholesale changes in their lives simply by believing this stuff. Using the power of affirmation and prayer, using the power of meditation and visioning, using the power of all the various spiritual practices, walking, contemplation, compassion, forgiveness, working the systems again and again to bring forward the conditions they wish to experience in their lives. I've watched countless people do it. And so I believe in many ways what we were becoming is sort of a blend between the nonprofit model and the for-profit B Corp model. Now, a B Corp is known as a benefit corp. And benefit corps or B Corps are certified by a non-government agency, and they look at things like the working conditions of your employees and how and provide an environmental score and there's a number of pillars that you have to match to be given or awarded the B Corp certification. And in many ways, that is the older capitalistic side of life approaching a more beneficial B Corp, a more beneficial expression into the world. Well, as a spiritual organization, we come from the other side of that equation. We come from that nonprofit side of the equation. And I think that in many ways, the nonprofit world is moving towards that middle ground. Maybe not as far as being a B Corp. And as B Corps move corporations from one side of the spectrum towards the center, I think there's room for spiritual organizations to move a bit more towards center with their own, B profit. Oh, there we go. You can be a B Corp. Why not be a B nonprofit? B profit. See, there's a misnomer there. Nonprofits are not about not making profit. They're about not keeping the profit. They're about spreading that profit. They're about using those profits. I think it's time that we start to create more profit in this organization that we can use to further our goals, to further the vision, to support more people, to give more people opportunity to step up and stand out in the media world. One of the things I've always seen is a scholarship program for New Thought youth that are going into more entertainment and media type education. So high schoolers are a scholarship program of some sort that maybe not even those that are going to college. Maybe they're going to a technical school, or maybe they're going to a media school versus a traditional college. But to be able to support the next generation of learners in learning how to do media in a way that is more ethical, that is more aligned with aligned with the spiritual principles of New Thought. I fully believe there is an avenue by which this organization can grow beyond the volunteer-based labor force into a force for good, into a group of committed individuals whose gifts and skills and talents are being honored and compensated by a greater than living wage, where organizations and those that are prepared to financially support such an organization recognize they can make returns. They can invest in an organization such as this, and not just as a donation, not just giving money away, but they can invest in this organization confident that their investment is abundantly not only returned to them, but returned and shared out into the world, into other segments, into other projects, into other parts of our culture abundantly. I've heard it said that to be a millionaire is a moral failure because nobody needs that much money. You know, I don't think it's a moral failure if you awaken to this idea and then start giving that money away. And not just throwing it away, but investing it in the future. Being a philanthropist of our future as human beings. Creating a world that works for all life. That's a vision I can get behind. And I don't know how we're going to get there. I don't know what it's going to take, but what I know beyond any question is that I'm ready to go there. I'm ready. I'm willing. I'm stepping up and I'm standing out and I'm saying, yes, show me the way. Make the way known. And I shall follow and I shall lead and I shall guide and I shall allow myself to be guided. And I think it'd be a lot of fun if you came along with us. Hey, I'm about running out of time here, but before I go, I want to say thank you to the folks that are making this network happening from that financial side. Don't go away. Stay with me. I'll be right back.
Please help us say thank you to our organizational sponsors, including the Hepperlin Foundation, Affiliated New Thought Network, International New Thought Alliance, Science of Mind Archives and Library Foundation, Center for Spiritual Living Denver, Center for Spiritual Living Midtown, New Thought Philadelphia, Planned Happiness Institute, Summit Center for Spiritual Living, One Heart Retreats, Center for Spiritual Living on the Lake, Unity Spiritual Center Kitchener, Om Center for Spiritual Living La Mesa, Satya Center, Center for Spiritual Living North Jersey, Unity of Savannah, and Center for Spiritual Living Seattle, as well as all of our individual donors. Thank you for making New Thought Media Network a place to be. Please come be you. And remember, like, share, and subscribe. New Thought Media Network, positively inspiring.
Yes, thank you to everyone and all the organizations that are making this possible. We'd love to add your name and or your organization to that growing list of financial supporters. So just contact us. Reach out to me, info@ntmedia.org to learn more, or head on over to our website, ntmedia.org/donate. Hit the donate button and make us part of your financial and give to this network, please. It makes all the difference in helping us take this message to a greater audience and further out into the world. All right, I'm Dr. Robert. I'm going to get out of here for now. I want to thank you for being with us. And please stay tuned, tune back in. We've got evening prayers tonight, and starting tomorrow morning at 7, we're back with a full day of broadcasting. We love that you're with us. I so appreciate that you're a part of what we're doing. I got to get out of here, and I want you to know that you are richly blessed. I so appreciate you sharing your light with this community. Until next time, I wish you peace and richest blessings. Bye now.